Rocky, we got another complaint about your communication skills last week. That's the 5th time in the last 2 months. You're not still drinking on the job, right? You know what? Don't answer that. I think HR still records these calls because of that little harassment misunderstanding or whatever. Just sit down with your team and nip this in the bud.
Huh. All right, look, team. I got a call from the big dude, and apparently there's been some complaints. So here we go. We're doing this. I know y'all hate meetings. I hate meetings. It pulls me away from the stuff I like to be doing. But we're gonna go through this, get some stuff nailed down. All right. So look, you want me to cover about 3 things with you guys. Number one thing we're covering. All right, step 1, make sure when you start your day, you got to get all the tools necessary for that day in your possession for that day. All the tools got to be in your possession. You got that? Yeah, the first tool, number 1, you got to have the Cheetos, baby. Because let me tell you, you may get that woman on the phone that ain't going to shut up, and your stomach's over here growling like, All right, team, thank you so much for coming in today. So I know we don't do this often, but every once in a while, I think it's good that we get together and just remember why we do what we do. Remember, from a client's perspective, how we need to take care of them and how we need to honor them. So we're going to go through some basic things today, just real quick, so we're all on the same page moving forward. I did say quick, so Ellison, keep your comments and your thoughts to yourself. I'd suggest you have some Miller Lite close by too. Now, look, the boss man don't like that part. All right, so this is only between you and me. It's the Miller Lite thing. You got it? Cheetos are okay. They've been blessed from above. All the angels, woo, they're fine. Miller Lite, you have to cancel it. All right, so that's step 1. Step 2, you got to know the 3 most important things when we're talking to clients. 3 most important things we're talking to clients. Number 1, get your pen ready. Number 1, you got to get that social. You got to get the social. Write it down. All right, so step number 1, and that is remember what our mantra is. And we came up with this about 5 years ago, and I just want to go back to it because sometimes out of sight, out of mind, we don't think about it, but our mantra, love, serve, care. Super important that when we're talking to our clients, that when we're talking to a referral partner, even when we're talking to ourselves as a team, that we're loving each other, that we're caring for each other, and that we're serving each other at a high capacity. That's so much more important than what our income goals are as a team or what our unit goals are as a team, because if we're loving, serving, caring, the goals will take care of themselves, right? Step 2, you got to get the social. Step 1, get the social. Step 2, get the social. So step number 2, and that is our main concern needs to be OPM. What is OPM? Other people's money. So we're in the money business, right? We need to make sure that when we're talking to a client, we're talking to even our referral partners, anyone that we're talking to, that we're doing whatever we can to make sure that we're protecting their money. If we take care of their money first, guess what? Our money is going to also be taken care of. So OPM, let's make sure that we're protecting their money. We know what their goals are. We know what their budget is. We're helping them plan to hit their financial goals however we can. Very, very important. Step 3, you got to talk about the budget, where they want their budget. Nah, you got to get the social. It's all about the social. Without the social, you can't do jack. Got to get the social. For the sake of example, it could be a 30-year mortgage, a 15-year mortgage. There may be a time that we want to offer a 2-1 rate buy down, but whatever their options are, we need to make sure that we're giving them all of their options and then help guide them through really what's going to help them depending on what their plans are. Selling the home in 2 years, maybe this is their forever home. And depending on what those answers are to their questions, that could vary what option we may give to them. So we want to be very dialed in on what their goals are, which we talked about, and watching their money. And then secondly, when we're reviewing their options, making sure that we're giving them what makes the most sense so they hit their financial goals. But if we do those things, it really goes back to step one, loving, serving, and caring for our clients. We're going to do awesome. All right. Step three. Now, you know, up to this point, we got the Cheetos, we got the Miller Lite, we got the social. Now we get the social, we get the credit report. So step three, we're going to crunch those numbers. And when you crunch, think of crunchy Cheetos. We're going to crunch, and we're going to run those numbers. And when we finish, we're going to be bam, bam. We're going to count that money, baby. All right, you know what I'm saying? So number one, Cheetos beer. Number two, get that social. Number three, we're going to crunch those numbers. Now, if we do those things, we're going to be fine. Thank you all so much for coming to our team meeting today. Well, I guess that wraps everything up. Hopefully everybody is going to be happy up there. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being here, for being present. Have a good rest of the day. See ya.